Hello, everybody. Good day, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are listening to me. Adelola Shokoya here. It's good to be here again for this week. We're going to kick off with DXY. In my manner, like I always say, it's very good to, take some time out during the weekend to look at what has the market done, how have you done, even yourself as a trader. If you know what I mean, you want to look at your mistakes. One of the most important thing that I've seen with a lot of traders, even with myself, is that we don't like to look at our mistakes. We don't like to say, why did I take this trade? But it's very important. Over time, since I've started doing that on weekends, it has really helped me. It has really helped my trading journey, in terms of profits. Then secondly, in terms of perception about the market generally. All right, and my mindset. Okay, having said that, let's look at what the markets, did last week, and then we kind of trying to project what we expect it to do in this week, this new week. So having said that, let's look at DXY. I love to start with DXY. If you've been on this channel, you know. You will notice that price has been stuck in this range for some time because of a lot of uncertainty going on, US government shutdown. For me, I felt, during this shutdown, dollar should be crashing, right? But the Greenberg or dollar, like they call it, has, remained kind of stable in a way. I strongly feel it's because of the interest rate. There's a lot of interest rate decision that's coming this week. It is a major decision. I expect, and everybody's expecting the Federal Reserve to, to reduce interest rate. I think right now is at 4.25%. So the majority out there are looking for reduction to 4%. So going forward, and that's happening on Wednesday this week. That's on the 29th, if I'm not mistaken. So, but then I've also seen a lot of argument that says that has been priced in, because that data is in the public. Yeah, if you go to the Fed, the CME Fed 2, if you just Google it, you see it there. Right now, I think it's about 97%. So price is looking like we can see a further pullback for the dollar. In a nutshell, I'm still bearish on the dollar, except I see a very major breakout from this zone, technically speaking. But fundamentally speaking, the US economy is not looking good. We saw what happened on Wednesday as well, last week Wednesday on CPI, that it didn't look good at all. So going forward, I expect dollar to, probably, come to this range or come to this range and bounce off from here or break this low. So this low is a crucial low at 96.59. And this is also a crucial resistance at 99.99. So anything can happen this week. Like I mentioned, the speculation that the interest rate reduction has already been priced in. So we might not see a major crash like a lot of us are expecting when there's that reduction. We might not see dollar crash to L. Let me use that one. But at least probably we'll have a pullback and the price, bounce off from there. So, but whatever happens, we look forward to that. I would say that let's see what other commodity and instruments have been doing. If you look at gold, I've been shouting that I'm looking for price to pull back for gold, and thank God that we have that pullback. So, in fact, in some of my accounts, I'm still holding some buy positions. And also during the week, I think it was on Tuesday, I also dropped a buy setup for folks in my Telegram group. If you have not joined that Telegram group, it's free. I'll be dropping the link in the description below. We drop free signals on that group, and a lot of people jump on that trade and make money for this pullback that way, this bounce off that way that we're having here. I'm expecting price to take off from here, But like I always say on this channel, we don't predict the market. We are only anticipating. So I'm anticipating a breakout from this range. You can see that I already have it marked between 4,000 and 4,158. Um, I'm anticipating that price should probably bounce around here for a little while. and then we have this breakout that everybody's looking forward to. So I'm hoping to add to my position this week. So when market opens in the next couple of hours, I'll be looking for pullback like this. So that I see a pullback like this, I jump on it, or I wait for price. Sometimes you never can sell if you have a gap at market open. Probably price did this, so I'll wait for price to pull back, and then I join that trend. All right, that's for gold. I'm looking forward to that bullish movement to continue. If you look at the daily time frame, we are sitting on a major support. The candle that closes on Friday is looking like um what is known as an hammer. All right. If you look at my trend line, this trend line, I kind of bounce off and coincide with this support. So this is looking like a bullish structure, right? If you look at the weekly though, it's looking so bearish. But if you go back to the daily, you see that this support has been holding strong. This 4,000 support has been holding very strong. All right. Another instrument I quickly want us to look at is silver. I just started paying attention to this instrument. I think this month. No, I think this year, maybe some couple of months ago. And it's an interesting instrument. I've been playing around with it on one or some of my account. I've been taking some trades on it, and one I found out that is even very more volatile than gold. So if you want to trade it, you have to be very careful. If you don't have enough equity on your account, you have to be extremely careful. So it's been bouncing around this support, and I've been taking some buy, taking some profit and jumping in and jumping on. I'm hoping that we hold strong, because we also have a major breakout when gold broke out around it broke out around $37, and ever since it's been pushing to the upside. So I'm expecting this support holds this week as well. My eyes is on this instrument. I'm looking for price to push up from here. I'm looking for price to probably bounce around there a little bit, and then we have that push up, all right, to the upside. This is for silver. All right, for Bitcoin, however, Bitcoin took off from here. I missed this trade because I wanted to jump on this trade, but somehow I forgot. And now it has really, push up to, I think we're around 113,000 right now. And price has, remained bullish. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin because I think I had a discussion on one crypto group that I'm part of. And a lot of people are saying that they don't think Bitcoin is going to is going to crash. It's going to go below 100,000. And I said no. I said if you look at apart from the technical structure, if you look at what is going on around in the world right now, the especially in the US, which is a major global driver, a driver for global economy because of the dollar. What you will notice is that there's a lot of we have a lot of economic uncertainty that is going on because of the policy of the present administration. So, however, the pressure on the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates is enormous. And if you couple that with the inflation, going on in the US, plus the labor market, plus the government shutdown. I mean, it's a lot of issues that is going on around in the US, which is affecting the economy. So, and when you have stuff like that going on, plus the fact that it's looking likely that from next year, the Federal Reserve is going to start what is known as quantitative easing, which means that they will start printing money. And when they start printing money, that means a lot of people can take on more risk, because at that point you have a lower interest rate, and then you have the Federal Reserve printing more money, meaning that um, people can now borrow money at a cheaper rate. And when they do that, what normally happens is that they can take more risk. That's why you can see, if you look at NAS100, has been super bullish this year. If you look at this chart, price just keep, tearing out. Why? Because of the anticipation, people are anticipating that to happen, that printing of money, interest rate reduction. What you normally see that price, investors now begin to take profit from stock market, from gold and all that, and begin to invest in other assets like Bitcoin. All right, we've seen it happen so many times during COVID. It happens as well. That money begin to roll into crypto. So because of that, I still expect Bitcoin to break out from this range at 126,000 fundamentally, which is a very very sound reason. I expect price to break out from this zone, probably up to $150,000. That's my speculation for Bitcoin. I've seen folks say 200,000 to 50,000. So going forward, I'm still super bullish on Bitcoin. That's my reason for being bullish. That's why you see that the price crash, but we've been bouncing away from here, moving forward. So this video is becoming to know. Let's quickly look at Euro USD. Euro USD as well it's been bearish. However, but we've been battling the support at 1.15. And for me, this zone is a zone, which is very good, very very good to look for a buy opportunity. If I see price pull back, one of my accounts, I'm still holding one buy position since last week. I've been in that buy position. If I see a pullback from here, I'll be looking for putting to buy. But however, if you look at the weekly time frame, this is looking like we are bearish. Price has pulled back, but this support has really hold strong. The support around 1.15 has been holding strong, which is a good support to buy and see what price will do around there. But like I mentioned, the dollar is very weak right now. So that's culminating to the fact of the all the economic issues that is going on in the US. Like I mentioned earlier, we might see currency like Euro USD keep pushing to the upside. Same with pounds USD as well. Pounds USD has been super bearish. That price has been pulling back because of the economy is not also looking good. A lot of inflation, and I think their CPI was released also last week. That was when we have this, crash has been crashing, ever since. So I'll be calling it a day. Another instrument I want us to look at that I've already mentioned anyway is the Nasdaq 100. Is like I mentioned, now investors are bold to take risk to take on risk. Why? Because of a lot of economic situation in the US. I already mentioned the Federal Reserve reducing interest rate. As a matter of fact, in December, it's looking like that they will also reduce interest rate. Also, like I also mentioned, we have quantitative easing going on next year in January. That means money printing. And when they roll out the money printer, you expect risk assets to keep pushing to the upside. Also, I think Jerome Powell, that's the president, chairman of the Federal Reserve, is going to his tenure is coming to an end May next year, and the person that the present president is penning down as a new Federal Reserve chairman. Yeah, is a man that has been calling for interest rate reduction. So we are likely to see more massive interest rate reduction next year. So I mean, it's looking. If you're a trader and you follow news, you should be looking forward to. We should be seeing gold, silver pushing forward, Bitcoin, stocks, and what have you. All right. So I'm going to be calling the day here. But before I go, ensure you subscribe to this channel, like, share. Also, if you have not joined our free Telegram group, ensure you do so. Or I'll be dropping the description in the link below. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.